think, I guess, for me, the things that stand out that maybe are like when I think special, like different from other events, right? I mean, one, the big thing obviously is our longevity. To be here and still be this big after 32 years is significant. And so, and not to imply that other events don't have dedicated staff or people that care, but like, you know, I have the same crew that comes back every year to help me run the race, and it's almost the other way around. Like, they run the race and I just sit at my computer and answer emails about it. They just do such a good job. So that longevity, the persistence, the perseverance, just keep making that commitment to the community and make sure the race happens every year is very special. That's personally special to me.
Oh gosh, I think there's just such a rich history of cyclocross here, you know? So I think there's so many people that have been doing this for so long. The course is perfect. It's always perfect, but it's also really pedally, which suits some and not others. But we always get a great weekend here and a huge crowd, and there's tons of kids and families, and I think what makes it so special is just like the community and the vibe here. It just really feels so good. It's why I started doing this in the first place.
And then I think for the experience that the people have here is like, part of it's the park. You know, no matter how cold it is out, it's just like always sunny down here in the field, and Club Row is such like a great place to be.
I think one of the things that makes NoHo special is the community here. I think this is one of the bigger turnouts of the year, and it's always on people's calendar, so it's just nice to be able to kind of see all the same people. You know, it's not just a bike race. I think a lot of people come to it as an event, so that's a really cool part of it.
You know, I do sometimes worry that people take the race for granted because it's always been here and it seems like it always will be here. But I think what happens is when people get here, they just have such a good time and they're so stoked, and the race does a good job of accommodating people sort of at every ability level.
Come on, Melissa! Yeah, so what makes Northampton special to me is that, you know, there's a big community here of riders that have, you know, walked through the door of the shop over the years. I've had, you know, several cyclists that I have sponsored through the Joe's Garage Cyclocross program, and, you know, community is the most important part of this race, and I think it will always continue to be that community that surrounds us that makes, you know, NoHo CX a really special part of our year.
We're talking about Joe May from Joe's Garage. He has stepped up about 10 years ago to provide an equal prize list for women here at the Northampton International, and he's been supporting the race ever since. Love Joe and Joe's Garage, great race sponsor for Northampton. I know all the women on the start line appreciated his support of the race as well. So hats off to Joe May and Joe's Garage, and love seeing that local support for bike racing here in Northampton.
It's the community. Cyclocross has been a thing here for, you know, more than 30 years at this point. Like, there's one of the dozens of people here that probably moved to this area 20 years ago for the cross scene. It just gets bigger and better every year. It's like the kids of the people that were juniors when I moved here are out here racing right now, and just that alone, that's a cyclocross community to me.
What makes Northampton special?
Gosh, just I think the people. It's this awesome event. The environment is really good. Yeah, just everyone's cool, really welcoming.
And then I do think the race reflects like who we are as people, like what our values are. We run the kind of race that matches, you know, how we want the world to be, I guess you could say. And so stepping away from the UCI this year to make sure that everybody who wants to race our race can race our race in the way that they would expect to is also part of what makes it special. And when 1,200 people pre-register for that, for me, that's very special. That kind of people voted, and they voted for the race, and they voted for inclusion, and they voted for the choices that we made, and that is very special to me.